I'm Doug.
And I'm Cathy.
And this is Maggie Mae. Join us as we follow the moon. Today, we are exploring southern Oklahoma, just across the Texas border. Actually, we came up from Chickasaw today, and there's a lot of waterfalls in Oklahoma.
There is. This is nice.
We had no idea. So come along with us, and we're going to show you some beautiful country.
Thank you.
We're going to start our day at the Chickasaw National Recreation Area. If you like short hikes and nice waterfalls, this is definitely a place to come.
It sure is.
And especially if you like swimming, this is the first one we stopped at was Panther Falls. And every one of these shots of waterfalls, you'll see people in the water. There's a lot of people come out there to swim. And I have to think that was kind of cold water because it's still very early in the spring.
Yeah.
It's a nice warm day. It was in the 80s, the low 80s. But I'm sure that water was still a little bit cool.
Look how beautiful that is.
Now this one's Bear Falls. And these are all just right up the road from each other. And this one, you'll see that fall there, and people are just out in it and enjoying. Next one was Garfield Falls.
I looked all over for him.
Yeah, well, he was probably out getting lasagna. You know how that goes. Crazy cat. I love this bridge. The water's not deep, but they have water running across this bridge. And it's a little freaky, but it's not deep.
This whole area was just beautiful.
Now, Little Niagara Falls is kind of their big area. There's more parking there, there's more swimming there, and this is kind of like the main attraction. But do keep in mind, the other ones are great, and a lot of times you're a lot more private in those areas than you are in the larger area. Now, a lot of these falls are made so that you can walk across them. And people do that constantly.
That's right.
Now, just into the town of Sulfur is the Chickasaw Visitor Museum. And this visitor center's got a great gift shop of a lot of things that are made from the local Chickasaw. They normally will have a few more things out here in their center. They had just had an arts festival the day before, so there were still a lot of tables up. We didn't catch it at its best, but it definitely is worth stopping at. This brass sculpture on the wall was based upon what's in this drawing, and it was actually designed and built by this gentleman. Now the next place is Vendome Well. This is in Sulfur, literally a block or two away from the Chickasaw Center that we were just at. And that well feeds this little stream. They actually have got it running underneath the parking lot and coming out over here where you see the people standing. That was a tour bus that had come through and stopped in the area. It's called a flower park. Time of year, evidently, we didn't run into flowers, but there are some great trails there. Now, we've included the 777 Zipline in Davis, Oklahoma. And if you want a really cool experience, this zip line is great. It takes you at high speed going backwards over to the pole and then launches you back, and the whole time you've got an absolutely amazing view that we'll show you here in just a moment. But until you see it in real life, you don't get how quickly this cart stops. I think that would be the most thrilling. But this is your view, and that's of Turner Falls. We didn't go to Turner Falls because it is not pet friendly. They do not allow you to bring your dogs. Understandably, it's all concrete sidewalks around the falls, and somebody could have an accident. But they did tell us to take this side road and come up here to the Zipline place, and they had a great overlook for it that we could still see the falls. And many people have left locks there. Now, on a previous trip through Oklahoma, we stopped at Spiro Mounds, and we're including that in today's video. We have never aired this one from our previous trip because it was the only place that we had filmed in Oklahoma. But the Spiro tribe is thought to be as intelligent and scientific thinking as what the Aztecs were, if not more. And there are mounds throughout this property. Some of them are burial mounds. They've found a lot of artifacts in the area. And at the time we were there, the Visitor Center was closed, and I think that had something to do with being way after the fact, but still based upon COVID. It has since reopened, and we'll probably end up and go back there in the future. But they have great signage that tells you what everything was. This is a recreation of one of the houses that they built and lived in. Some of the mounds are easy to spot. Some of them are a little bit more subtle to the ground. And unfortunately, the camera doesn't necessarily capture that contrast in the height. This was a mound that had a house on it. There's not a whole lot known about the Spiro tribe, but they know from the time that they existed that they were definitely far ahead of a lot of others at that point. Now, this is the elite city. This is where a lot of the leaders were. This gives you an idea up close to one of the mounds of the size of it. Some of the mounds too had been destroyed, as I remember, because they wanted to explore what was in it, and they weren't as careful back in the day as what they are now as far as preserving it. But it's a beautiful property. It's a real easy walk. It's all paved, going from site to site. And they do have nice explanations about everything as you go along. And they do talk about the solstice and how the mounds were very uniquely positioned to take advantage of the change in light in the seasons. To do this, the wind picks up. These sites, these wonderful water areas, are not at all what I expected from Oklahoma. How about you?
I hadn't expected it either. They're really beautiful.
Really beautiful, and I'm glad we made the day here. It was great.
Yes, absolutely.
So with that, if you enjoyed the video, leave us a thumbs up. We appreciate it. If you haven't already subscribed, watch for the button up here at the end of the video. Click that, ring the notification bell, and you'll know when every one of our videos come out.
And thank you for following us as we follow the moon.